So a little bit of sunshine in Oestersund, and if you're not into biathlon, there's plenty of other stuff to do in these parts. Beautiful winter days, but the temperatures can get bitterly cold. Minus 30s, minus 40s, not unheard of. I must say, of all the resorts, it's one where the skiing around the stadium, provided you stay off the World Cup track, is very good indeed. And just nice and easy flowing. Of course, there's up and downs, but it's not beyond your average punter, as you might say. And some really nice training areas as well. And I guess that's why the national team are based here. They do not spend all their time on the World Cup track. Slovenian veteran's going to be the first man out there. Benny Doll with an early start as well. He goes number 4, just tucked in behind Strolia. I think Doll will probably get his splits off Jakub Fak, who starts number 1. There's Alexander Loginov. Didn't look to be in too good a shape yesterday. Scott Gow, both the Scott and Christian did really well yesterday. Scott finishing in the top 4. Total of 117 starters today, as has become the way. The favourites pretty much all going in group number 1. Just looking further down, we've got Johannes Dali, who goes off number 42 for Norway. Fabian Cloud goes for France at 45. And after that, who might just keep this race alive? Well, we got Christian Gow. After yesterday, maybe he's got his eye on another top 10. Dominic Vindish goes 65. They said he was on form, didn't shoot too brilliantly yesterday. Antonin Guigenat, the 4th man in the French team. He's in a tough position, right on the edge in terms of selection for the Olympic Games and all the big races. So Guigenat starts number 76, and he could do with 2 or 3 really good races to get himself into groups 1 or 2. And Julian Eberhardt of Austria, he starts number 80. Played with back problems yesterday, but he is supposedly fully recovered from that and has started to show some of the great ski speed that we know he potentially has. Just under 5 minutes to go before the start. Just a reminder, it's a time trial, so 30 seconds in between each of the starters. Lygrid, Taliabo, Simon Desure, the 3 podium finishes yesterday in that order. Will it be Norway, France, Germany who dominate today? Well, I must say the stands a little more packed than they were yesterday, despite the cold conditions. And yeah, it's a shame that Sweden didn't get some good results yesterday, because that nearly always results in a bigger turnout. The course, 3.3, 3 times round to make up the 10 kilometres. The height difference isn't too substantial, but the fact that your biggest climb goes from the very bottom of the course to the very top means you have a 42-metre climb on every single loop. Luckily today, they've only got 3 laps to ski. Air temperature still hovering around minus 11. think the locals will be used to these sort of temperatures. The coaches have certainly stood out in colder than this many hours. It can be a brutal job when it's not nice. It's lovely when the sun's up and there's no wind, but when it's a howling gale and they're still having to spot the shots, it's a big ask. So Fack, Leitner, Styrolia will be the first three away. Emilien Jacquelin goes 15. Johannes Tingesboer, last year's overall World Cup winner, goes number 18 today. Quentin Fillon-Maillet, certainly a potential winner, starts 24, just a minute ahead, where in fact three Frenchmen, three Frenchmen essentially, but of course Cloud now racing for Belgium. There's yesterday's winner, starting 35, Leigrid, and Dale. If he shows anything like the form he showed last year, he's a potential podium finisher. And if you can get on the podium, you can win at some stage. There's Dominic Vindisch, I mentioned, starts number 65. Philip Fjeld Andersen of Norway has been performing well at a junior level. Sean Doherty of USA. Late start for him. Not sure what sort of form he's in. The Americans often take a couple of weeks to get into full flow. Tend to leave their departure until late rather than coming across to race in each of the team's preparation or selection races. Eric Lesser starting 113. Now there's a man who could potentially keep the race alive. He's had 2 wins in his career. What's he had? 10, 11 podiums in his career, so Lesser on his best form is a match for many, but I'm not sure he's got the legs, the ski speed at the moment to match up with the best of the French and the best of the Norwegians. Russia with Latipov starting number 30. Loganov's going to be the first of the Russians away. That was him just doing some warming up. There's Felix Leitner for Austria. 9th in the sprint in the Antolz World Championships a couple of years ago. And there's not a stadium in the world when the fans are allowed that you won't find a group of Norwegians. This is an easy one for them, just a little hop across the border. Jakob Fack, 8 wins in his career. Very, very good prone shot last year. I think he was around 93, 94% hit rate in the prone. Not quite as good, 86 in the stand. But Jakob, when he's on form, very exciting. Had a pretty poor World Championships last year, but silver medal in the Olympic individual, his highlight. Felix Leitner. Cleared all the targets in the 2019 World Championships. And when he achieves that, he's certainly capable of getting top 10 results. Strolia from Lithuania, personal best of 16. That's respectable, very respectable. Well, we'll try and give you some splits all the way through the race today. Certainly we'll get an early one. They've got a gun at 2.9 kilometers. I think they've got one at 2.1 as well. And we'll get some idea of who's gone off hard. Pekarnikov chasing out the former world champion Benny Doll, and then it will be Simonader of Austria, who's had 3 wins to his name. Didn't look quite at his best yesterday with the shooting, and Simonader coming in 16th position, which isn't bad. It was just that first standing shoot where he seemed to lose his confidence a bit, just took a little bit of extra time. 0-2, 0-0, so 3 out of 4 of the shots were fine, but 2 misses on that first stand put him out of contention for a top 10 finish. But I think had you offered him 16th at the start of the day, he might have taken that. Jesper Nellin. Well, if the Swedes, the men's team, win any of the headlines tomorrow, they've got to go some today. Sweden with some outstanding performances. What did they have? 4 in the top 20. And of course, taking top spot with Hanna Öberg. Samuelsson was number 12. This is Michael Kretschmar. Oh, no, he's not the first person to stumble out of the gate. I don't know whether there's a little patch of ice just on the far side of the timing wand. Logging off now. Hasn't had a win since, well, he did win last year, didn't he? He won in Antolz in the individual. He had a win in 2020, he had 1 win in 2019. Third slip, must be ice, must be ice. I haven't actually had a look at that particular part of the course, unless the camera pans down a bit. So Fat coming up to the first of the intermediate splits at 2.1. Remember, each lap just over 3.3 kilometers to make up the 10K when they've done all 3 loops. Yeah, still looking comfortable, but we will find out, I guess, when Benny Doll comes through. He's number 4, so in a minute and a half's time, find out just how good that performance is from Jakob Fat. Scott Gow shot the perfect score yesterday. Only one woman on the women's tour has managed to clear all 30 targets so far this season. That was Anna Weidel of Germany. Exciting new prospect for them. Here is Seb Samuelsson. Yeah, he wants the crowd to get behind them. What a career he's had already, but he wants more. Silver in the Olympic pursuit back in 2018 in Pyeongchang. He was a key member of the relay team that managed to take the gold medal. And I guess they start this season thinking that if you can do it once, you can do it twice. It will not be easy. So here comes Benny Doll, up to 2.1. Fax time of 4:34, leading at the moment. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. I think Jacco might just have it. He does. Now that could be a tricky corner come the end of the race. Often get a little bit of ice there and then a little bit of powder as well as the piece starts to break up. Emilien Jacquelin, bronze medal in the World Championships. He also, of course, won the Pursuit World Championship for the second time in succession, so he's now a major star in the French team, and we'll be looking forward to when the Tour heads down to Annecy. That's World Cup number 4, incidentally. 1 and 2 here, and then we head to Oestersund in 2 weeks' time. Annecy after that, Le Grand Bonnat. It's a beautiful venue. It's one of the best crowds that we get all season. And then World Cup number 5 is in Oberhof just after the New Year break. Oberhof, Ruhpolding and Tolz. That's nice. Nice way to start. Remember, just 2 shoots in the sprint as opposed to the 4 that they had in the individual yesterday. I think it's fair to say that everyone's skiing at roughly the same speed. There are differences, of course, but it's not like Johannes Tingesbo last year when he was on form. He was taking 25 seconds off everyone. He could afford a miss and still win, even if the rest of the field had gone clear. I don't think we have that sort of scenario, so much more pressure on getting a clean shoot. And so far, 2 through, 2 clear. It's looking promising. A field, as I mentioned, of 117, 1 more than we had yesterday. Jesper Nelin, or just as I say that, Varabai of Belarus has gone through with the fastest time, and Belarus, one of the teams that had good performances this morning in the women's. Hanna Sola, very quick and producing a very impressive performance. Certainly needs to be under 30 total time. That will do. 27.8. We saw a 20, what did we see? A 20-second shoot from Weigel earlier on today. That was risky, but she looked remarkably safe. Very settled indeed. Now, that's what you call a lead. Samuelson, 8.6 inside. He's got to control this. No doubt that he will have been excited with his girlfriend winning this morning. We'll see how he gets on. That was a very powerful first half of the first lap. And he's now got to get everything under control before he comes in for his prone shoot. Jesper Nelin for Sweden. He's produced a good time as well. Slips into the arm cuff and puts the butt into the shoulder before getting down on the mat. Safe enough so far. Slightly high right. Where's this one going? That was much better. Central, and 5 are down. Good start from Nellin. So Fak, Leitner, Nellin all going clear on that first shoot. We've only had 2 athletes that have missed. Strolia and Bakarnikov have missed 1. Otherwise, we've got 5 out of 7 who've hit the perfect score so far, an indication that the conditions here in Oestersund are somewhat benign. Jacquelin, 3.3. That's okay though. Second place, Samuelsson, Jacquelin, Varabai, Nellin, the fastest 4 so far. That's a bit more like the Loganov we've got used to seeing. He did hit 90% in the Pro last season, but he missed a total of 6 yesterday, which pushed him all the way down to 53rd position. That's a much, much more encouraging start. And quite a few of the athletes, either race rusty or just a little bit nervous getting back in front of the crowd for the first time in a long time. Oh, Varabai slipped out of the starting gate, slipped getting off the firing point. Now, Johannes Tingis, no match for Samuelsson. So used in the past to going through the first split with a decent, healthy lead. Samuelsson is doing to him what he did to Martin Fourcade 4 or 5 seasons ago, putting him under pressure. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. 12.7 the margin. Sweden have the lead. In fact, Sweden are going to have 1 and 2 at the halfway stage. And it's almost an action replay of what we saw in the women's race earlier on today. Well, at that sort of speed, Samuelsson might be able to afford a miss and still get himself on the podium. Jacquelin, ski speed coming in. Into second place, 5.9 given away to Samuelsson. Yeah, just slowly but surely losing time on the way round. At 2.1, Samuelsson, Bo, Jacquelin, Nora, the 4 fastest athletes. Just seeing Campbell right there from New Zealand. Needs to be down at around 25 seconds if he's going to close that gap at all. Samuelsson was quick. Well, he's clear, but I think the margin, is it going to grow, or will he close it down a fraction? Still got another 5 or 6 meters to go. Out he comes, 6 behind. He loses just 0.1 of a second to Samuelsson. And that was a good effort from Jacquelin. The pressure is on, but should he come out of the last shoot in that sort of position, he'll know exactly what he's got to do. Podium finish in the first race of the year for Terje Bo yesterday. Second place, shooting 18 out of 20. Prone shooting was good, very good, but he missed 1 in each of the standing shoots. So, Johannes Tingis not skiing the fastest, and he hasn't been shooting the best. So, this season already shaping up to be a tough one for him. First shot, so important. Last one, just as important. Down it goes. He's in the money. 4.8 behind coming in. He's going to be a similar margin. Jacquelin sitting in 6th place. He was just ahead of the Frenchman going through the splits. And Johannes Tingis a second or so lead. So nothing between Jacquelin and Burt. Still, it is Seb Samuelsson of Sweden who leads. Felix Leitner on his second shoot now. Leitner just about to start. Didn't really give me the impression that he was going to win today with the ski speed that he showed yesterday. Goal, second shoot. Top right-hand corner of your screen as we watch Philip Nora. That's not bad. Already outside the best time, but 2 clear shoots. He will be in contention. Much higher standard of shooting than we saw yesterday. I think partly the wind, which is much easier to deal with, and of course partly the fact that they've got a race under the belts. They can settle down. The excitement, that early season excitement, has gone. And they are back to business as usual. 14 out of 19 have hit all 5 in the prone position. Still waiting for Samuelsson to go through 6.2. He should be there fairly shortly in the next couple of minutes or so as we watch his teammate Martin Ponsiluoma. Well, it's quite a dynamic start from Ponsiluoma. 0-0, his shooting score in the Worlds when he came away with the gold medal. Dessieux and Jacquelin, a French pair behind him, margin 11 and 12 seconds respectively. First miss for Nellin. No, he doesn't like that, and he shouldn't either. 2 misses, too many. Now, Fillon-Maillet, 14 seconds given away on the snow. This is going to be quick and accurate. Slightly low right. And again, through the same hole, essentially. Low again, but central. Low central. Well, that's not a bad group, but you saw just as each shot went down, the fall of the shot drifting from right to left. Allez, les frères. And they enjoyed that. But they won't enjoy the fact that Fillon-Maillet is down in 17th, in 17 seconds behind. Now, Loganov. A 29-year-old from Saratov. Three wins in his career. One in each of the last 3 seasons, and that's not bad at all. Got a chance. Just a slightly longer delay before the final shot, but a good solid shoot from Simon Dessieux. You have to get through that prone shoot unscathed. And most of the big names have done exactly that so far. 17 out of 25 now have hit the perfect score. No one has missed more than one in the prone. And on the second shoot, 3 of the 8 that have gone through have stayed clear. Loganov it is who leads. Fak in second place, who started number 1. And then Simoneda, he's gone 10 out of 10, 12 seconds off the mark at the moment. And Samuelsson makes himself favourite, a 40-second margin coming in. He hits 10 on the day. He's done exactly what Hannah Öberg did earlier on today. And that is going to be an incredibly tough time to match. Wow. If that shooting doesn't inspire him to a fast final lap, then I don't know what will. 3.3 Ks to go. And Samuelsson taking full advantage of an early start. He has piled the pressure onto the Norwegians. And I dare say that Johannes Tingis will be aware from just the cheers alone. He doesn't need his coaches to tell him. He will have heard the uproar in the stadium. Keep an eye on Jacquelin's target. Jacquelin just 1.9, only 1.9 seconds off the score of Samuelsson, but that miss has cost him his chance of a win. We know now that you have to hit 10 to have any chance. Jacquelin, though, I think will be quite encouraged by the way he's skiing. Johannes Tingis Berg, 10 seconds down, going through 6.2. He will be in very shortly. In fact, as I said, his brother comes around the corner for his first shoot. Johannes Tingis will be in to shoot for the second time. He's wearing bib 18. Todier trying to get a little bit of feeling into the fingers. Well, that's clean enough, but still work to do. I think there could be a good battle between the two brothers this year, as we see Fak set the mark, 23.41. 10th place, 21 seconds down. That's slightly surprising. Now, this has got to be fast, and it's got to be accurate. One miss, and he's off the podium. Behind coming in, he will have a chase on his hands. I don't think he's quite going to match Samuelsson at 15.54, but the question is, will he be able to find his best ski form on this last 3.3k? In his prime, certainly, but he's not on his best form, no doubt about that. We saw that yesterday. Johannes Tingis has a chance. Well, that sets up a fascinating situation. Now, Ligrid already giving away 30 seconds out on the tracks. I think the writing was on the wall yesterday, and in his interview he said he wasn't on very good form. That will come. Still hasn't missed a target so far this year. That's 25 out of 25. Norath gets 10 out of 10. Good way for him to start the season. That's a real confidence booster. Now, I'll try and update you on the progress out on the tracks. Loganoff has gone through 8.8. We're waiting, well, as I said, Samuelsson has now gone through 8.8. He is 47 seconds clear. So Samuelsson is absolutely motoring out on the tracks, and he will be aware that Johannes Tingis has shot clear, and he'll also be aware that he's been chased by Jacquelin. Jacquelin, with that one miss, dropped to 19 seconds behind. Now, Ponsaloma, world champion, settled for his first shoot. Here he is. Oh, worst way, worst possible way. Well, that's worse. Not 3 misses, surely. What's going on? Well, we won't see Ponsaloma again. That's a bit disappointing. Simoneda hitting 10 out of 10 as you'd expect. Only 9.7 off Jakub Fak, but he's going to find himself some 45 to 55 seconds behind. No, in fact, it's going to be even more than that. He's going to be a minute and 10 or so behind Samuelsson, who is on the charge, heading for the line. Samuelsson starting number 12. Won't be happy with that performance. Loganoff with a clear shoot. He should go ahead of Jakub Fak. He had an advantage over him of some 18 seconds. That's been cut to 14, but Loganoff gets the lead, and I would suspect guaranteeing himself a top 10 finish today, which is very respectable indeed. Russia, not too much to write home about yesterday. Here comes Samuelsson. 1:10 was the margin. Last 200 meters to go for him. Is he going to start his season with a poor race followed by a brilliant race, just like Hannah Urberg did earlier on today? 58 seconds to play with. The margin is massive, but he's not racing the people who've already come across the line. 53.4. He has just gained and gained and gained as he's gone round that final loop. He is in the form of his life. Unusual format for Simon Dessieux, but he clears 5. Dale clears 5 in the prone, and what's he going to be? Some 14 seconds behind, less than that. 12 the margin, not bad. Dessieux 21 behind and into 5th position. So the positions after the second shoot, we've got Samuelsson, Johannes Tingesbø, Norath, Jacquelin, and Jacquelin by 8.8. So I think probably squeezing ahead of Norath, the German. Now, Johannes Tingis from 5 behind finds himself 8 behind, so he's not managing to gain on Seb Samuelsson. The Swede, I hate to say it this early on in the race, but I think he's wrapped it up. 22.33. That is going to be a tough time to beat. Jacquelin looking to try and squeeze himself into a podium position. Certainly would have been possible had he hit all the targets. He was right on the heels of Seb Samuelsson, so he's in fabulous form. The Pursuit World Champion is going to be, what, 23 down, but look at the margin between second and third. A 30-second gap between second and third at the moment. That will change pretty shortly when Johannes Tingesbø comes in. Going back to shoot number 1, Fabien Claude of France has started really well. He's gone through just 1.7 off Samuelsson. Started number 45, so will be a little bit before he comes in for his second shoot, but the French still have a chance of winning this one. Last little rise for Johannes Tingis, and for the first season in his career, he is not the fastest man out on the snow. The winning time has already gone. Samuelsson surely has got this one in the bag. 22.33. Jacquelin is going to be moved down one slot. But Johannes Tingis, I think, will be a little bit concerned. He came out of that second shoot just 5 seconds behind. That has extended to 12.2. And so 7 seconds lost over those last 2.5K. Great race, but there's some form to find. From one Burt to the other. Yeah, that's a very expensive miss. Looks like he'll end up roughly a minute behind Tadej Burt. Still, that's he's probably on a par with Jakub Fak at the moment. We'll get a readout in just a second as he comes out of the stadium. I'll try and update you as he exits. We'll stick with Philip Norath, who's had a good race so far today. Norath in 4th last time we saw him. 3 seconds to gain on Emilien Jacquelin, and he's pretty much kept pace with Jacquelin, but hasn't managed it over the last 500 metres. Loganov is going down yet another slot, so Norath into 4th. Best German performance so far this year. Is he going to be the star of the German team for 2022? Second shoot for Sapala. That's respectable. Just a reminder, Weidel of Norway, Weidel of Germany, incredibly quick shooting in the women's race earlier on today. 20 seconds for 5 targets. And Ligrid gets his first taste of the penalty loop for the season. Now that creates an interesting situation as to who is going to be wearing the yellow bib come the end of the day. I don't think it will be Ligrid. I think Tadej Burt has a good chance, but he has missed today. See how Simon Destieux does. It could well be Johannes Tingis Burt, to be honest. 5th place yesterday as we watched Lukas Hofer across the line. 17th. Hofer, who won the last race here last year, or won the sprint here last year. Track soon seemed to suit him, but I don't think he's on his best form at the moment. It's a big drive for home from Simon Destieux, and this won't be too bad at all. Has he got any chance of getting on the podium? I think he has. He's chasing his teammate. Jacquelin, 23. He's got 7 seconds to make it. He's still got some 40 meters to go. Simon Dessieux trying to be the best Frenchman on the day. Oh, just misses out. Misses out by a fraction, but he's gained on Jacquelin all the way around that last loop. There was a 2.5 second margin at the start of the day. He ends up about 0.25 behind. Brilliant effort from Simon Dessieux. And 4th place today. He was 3rd place yesterday. It looks to me as though he is going to be the man wearing the yellow bib as we go into week number 2 of the season. Dale having a little bit of a meltdown in his second shoot. Anton Smolski sinking feeling when you miss in the prone. Well, very nice conditions for biathlon, but still too many missing targets. Clement Bauer missing 3, Klitschmarsch missing 3 in total. Kubanoki, who was so good yesterday in the individual, an absolutely outstanding result from him, hitting all the targets and finishing in the top 10 for the first time ever in his career. And that, I think, must be the best Japanese result we've ever seen in the men's biathlon. Oh, Cloud's chance of the win has gone. It was close. He's skiing exceptionally well, but from 1 second behind, he is going to find himself 25 will be a good indication of exactly how long the penalty loop is taking today. Good acceleration for him. He's eager to get back out on the course. The French currently with Jacquelin in 3, Dessieux in 4. And there's a bit of a gap back to the next of the French. Latipioff across the line, 1:04. Margin's quite big between the top 10. An indication of just how fast Samuelsson was skiing. Samuelsson leading, Johannes Tingesbo 12 seconds behind. Christiansen, who struggled with the standing shoot yesterday, clears all 5 on the first prone. 13 seconds given away on the first lap, multiplied by that by 3, and we're looking at roughly 45-second deficit, which would put him outside the top 5, even if he hits all the targets. Tadiabo, 1:05 down. He'll be glad that there's not a pursuit following this sprint. And so for Tadiabo, a 2nd and currently in 8th. I think he may be squeezed out of the top 10. He's still, after the 2nd shoot, Tadiabo is down in 15th. So I think there's a chance, yeah, he may be squeezed down outside the top 15 come the end of the day. So no chance of him claiming the yellow bib before the next race, which incidentally is on the 2nd of December. That's Thursday. We have a women's sprint and a men's sprint on that Thursday. The action starting at 12:35. There's some good support out on the tracks. Lygrid, 1:23, that's a concern. He's lost a minute ski time to the best, so just confirming his post-race interview yesterday. He looked very surprised that he'd actually won. Very positive about his shooting, but he was well aware that he was a long way off his best form. And Lygrid coming in across the line, and that margin, just looking for his position, putting him down in 21st position, 1:44, as you can see the margin in the end. Top 40 getting points, but he's used to picking up 50s and the odd 60 in terms of World Cup points, not 5 or 6. So I think probably a fair bet to say that the top 3 are now safe. Just going back to shoot number 1, I can't see anyone who started outside the top 50 who's got into the top 10. Anton Smolsky of Belarus, he's not gone too bad. 15 seconds down after shoot number 1, having started number 58. Well done to Samuelsson. Absolutely outstanding performance. Fabian Cloud, that one miss has cost him dear. Let's see what the margin is. Bear in mind, it's about 23 seconds, 24 seconds for the loop. He would have been just 5 seconds behind, and that would have put him into 2nd place. But as it is, he's down in 6th. What sort of damage can he do? He's got another 6 seconds to gain to close down on Simon Dessure, who is just ahead of him. Norath, Philip Norath, who tired on that last lap, some 6.5 seconds ahead. I think he's got a chance of catching the German. Certainly, I don't think he's going to catch Simon Dessure, because Dessure pretty much held his own on that last loop. Bernie Vega. A bigger, bushier, icier beard than we've ever seen before. That's a good run for Vega compared to yesterday. 10th place today. Gonna have to dig into the archives to see exactly where he finished yesterday, but I do remember it was nothing overly impressive. He was down in 47th position. Yeah, 0-0-2-1. Top 6 possible. So the race is on. Bakken's got to raise his game on the skis, certainly, but I would say 6 or 7 probably the likely outcome, the way things are looking at the moment. And a slightly better day for the Norwegians. They're going to have certainly 3 in the top 12 or 13, possibly 3 in the top 10. 7th place at the moment for Bakken, and he's in a battle with Simon Dessure. Now, this is a race we wanted to see the outcome of. Fabian Cloud, outstanding performance from him. Really impressed with what he's managed to do today. 26 years old now. Missed 1 in each shoot yesterday. Limited it to a 90% hit rate today. Now, Norath on 27.5 is going down. Or is he? It's equal. It looks to me to be absolutely level, so it's come down to hundredths. And Norath stays at the moment in 5th place. Not sure what the hundredths of a second are there. That's good from Gigener. Late start for him. No indication that the tracks are getting faster, which is what seemed to happen in the women's race yesterday. I don't think it happened in the men's. Christensen, well, this is good. This is very handy indeed coming in, just 13 seconds outside the best, but needs to shoot better in the stand position than he did yesterday. That's nice. That's very, very nice. 0-0-0-3 was his shooting score yesterday. A little bit of a meltdown on that last shoot. Hasn't happened today. And keep an eye on the clock. If he's within 10 seconds, he's got a chance of pushing his teammate, Johannes Tingis, back down. Well, he's shot quickly. He's shot clear. And he's reduced the deficit to just 6 seconds. So an outstanding performance from Christensen. Well, that could end Jacquelin's chance of finishing on the podium. At the moment, we have Samuelsson of Sweden leading, Johannes Tingesbø in second place, and then Jacquelin and Dessieux of France in 3 and 4. Norath of Germany hanging on to 5, or from my screen, he's sharing 5. He is. They've now been put 5th equal. So Norath and Fabian Cloud 5th equal, with Loginov down in 7, Latyapov 8. So good to see 2 Russians in the top 10. Taliabo in 9, and Jakub Fak, who started number 1, is still lying in 10th position. Well, I'm really impressed with what Christensen has managed to do. Just lost... he lost 13 seconds on the very first loop. Managed to come out of the second shoot just 6 seconds behind. So I wonder whether he went for a steady start tactic and then decided to save something for this last lap. If that is the case, then he might be thinking in terms of finishing in the top 2. Just 1.1 behind Johannes Tingesbø, going through the range for the second time. Well, that's going to be an interesting fight. And from what we've seen, Christensen is on slightly better form than Johannes Tingesbø. Yeah, he's got the support, and that's going to be absolutely key today. Bakken coming up to the 8.8 kilometer stage. 33.7, down in 7th position, and he's got 4 seconds to make up on Cloud. He's got 10 seconds to make up on Simon Dessieux. I don't think that's going to happen, as we see Philip Horn collapse across the line. 1 miss puts him down to 1:13 behind. Had he gone clear, then he would have been looking at top 5 or 6. Christian Gau. Both Gau brothers having top 10 finishes yesterday. That is a rare feat to get 2 brothers in the top 10. 19 out of 20 yesterday, 9 out of 10 today. That's outstanding start to his season. 17th place at the moment, and more valuable World Cup points. Scott Gau, a little bit slower off the mark. 1:45 behind, down in 27th position at the moment. Oscar Brandt, late starter. Tough for these guys. They know that the race is pretty much over before they even start theirs. But for them, it's all about steady improvements. Beautiful sunset in the distance. It's a little bit scrappy, and the crowd not really cheering now. This is definitely a man we want to see. 12.5 now, the margin for Christiansen. He was just a second, 1.1 behind Johannes Tingesbø. That has grown to 4 seconds. And does he need to be wary? Well, he's still got a decent margin of 9 seconds ahead of Emilien Jacquelin, so I think Christiansen will be okay. 7th place for Bakken at the moment, so we now have 3 Norwegians in the top 10. We're going to have another one in there, but with Christiansen coming in, Tadjebo will be pushed out of the top 10. Now, is Andersen anywhere close? 42.9 behind. It's a good-looking position. Yeah. He's going to be a top biathlete. Give him another year or so. A little bit lacking on the speed at the moment, but 10 out of 10, and he made that shooting look very easy. Well, he's only 41 down, and the top 10 separated by 1:05 at the moment. That gap will come down, but it won't get much less than a minute. Usually have a margin of 2:30 between 1st and 60th. At the moment, well, we haven't had 60 finishes yet, but we've got 4:01 separating the top 60. Now, Christiansen. He'll be well aware, I think, that he's lost a little bit too much time to Johannes Tingesbø, but he may well know that he's got within a second and a half. He's had a very good stint from 8.8 to 9.6, so this could be absolutely crucial. Johannes Tingesbø is not safe there. 12.2, 12 seconds from now for Christiansen to cross the line. He's still got some 80 meters to go. Comes round into the home straight now. 7 seconds. He's going to miss out by fractions, I think, or is he? Oh, he squeezes in there. Brilliant finish, taking full advantage of all the information, and he has pipped his teammate. Johannes Ting is down to 3. Christiansen gets 2. That is a real turn up for the books. Both of those men shooting clear, but Samuelson had absolutely no sweat on his brow. He's sitting pretty with a time of 22:33. That is going to be the winning time today. Gigenar with a broken pole, or did it just come off? It'll be all right for the flat sections of the course. Well, he's not going to get one until he comes out of the penalty loop. Switches the pole to the inside. Oh, he does. He gets one on the apex. Good drills from the French, and that will help him. He could do with a downhill section now just to adjust the strap, or has he managed to get it on already? Can't have done. Malini keeps it at 90%. Top 3 have all gone clear. Jacquelin is the fastest of those to have missed. And as you can see from that, 23 seconds behind. I think he might just have pipped Samuelson had he gone clear, and he would have known exactly what he had to do. So Jacquelin is in tremendous form. Dessieux, Norath all both shooting clear. Fabien Cloud missing one, only 27 seconds behind. So he's another potential podium finisher. I think that's the best ski form we've ever seen him on. So exciting times for the French. 3 in the top 6 at the moment. But here's the man of the day, Seb Samuelson. He's always been quick, but year by year his shooting improves. Good start position today, starting number 12. But that's a good comeback from 40th yesterday to pick it up, take the win. Finished second in the sprint here last year with a 0-0. Finished just behind Lukas Hoffer on that occasion. A rare win from Lukas Hoffer, and a hugely popular one as well. Now, Anderson coming out of the range was in 11th position. He's got himself up into the top 9. Well, that's good work. That is very good work. He's gone ahead of Loginov, and he's gained, what, 2.5 seconds, 3.5 seconds on Loginov already on this last loop. That's interesting to see, the wide line, the tight line. The tight line generally has to work harder, but does have the advantage going into the next corner. Time to dig deep for Anderson, and he'll get plenty of support over this last section. Top 10 would be excellent. Best he's done in a World Cup is 31st, so it's a little bit of coming of age here. He's only 22, young man, comes from Geilo, which is one of the top alpine resorts in Norway. Oof. Well, did I just miss that first time round? Looking down at my notes. Well, that's an absolute disaster for Anderson. We'll wait and see how much time that has cost him. Was that focus? Well, he's still in 9th. Well, I do beg your pardon. I don't know whether that fall happened on this loop or whether it happened earlier on. I suspect it was this loop. He came out of this out of the range in 41 seconds down. So, well, he's done remarkably well to stay in touch. And possibly without that, he would have gone up into the top 6 or 7. But I think we're looking at 8th or 9th. Bakken is safe. Loginov is the man who's looking on. I think Loginov is just going to be squeezed out of the top 10 here. Yeah, no doubt about it. Great effort from Anderson. A PB by 11 places or so, should he stay there. And I don't know how much Norwegian you know, but I can't repeat that before 9 o'clock tonight. He's not happy. He's not happy, and he's really annoyed that he took the fall. He would certainly have gone ahead of Bakken. He would probably have caught, would he have caught Fabian Cloud? I don't know. So it's cost him 1 place, certainly, possibly 2. Yeah, it's probably 6 years since he had his last fall on a pair of cross-country skis. That's how good these guys are. Now, Biathlon, late starter, very late starter. 117 in the field altogether. Hartvig losing 24 seconds on the first loop, so even with the perfect shoot, he's going to be minute 15, but it is so tight. I don't think I've ever seen a field so tightly packed down between 1 and 30. Almost 2 athletes on every second as Guiganar comes into the finish. He's been outdone by most of the French team today, but 14th place, still very respectable for Guiganar. Jacquelin sitting in 4, Dessieux sitting in 5, Cloud in 6.
I think
coming down the last field for Italy now with only 1 minute.
Bormolini with a 9 out of 10, which is pretty much the average score. There's only one man in the top 30, no, 2 men in the top 30 who've missed more than 1 target. Jesper Nelin is one of them, who's down in 29th position. And Anton Smolsky of Belarus, he's down in 19th, having missed 2 targets. So he's been skiing exceptionally well. I think the French really are the fastest team out there. They've skied exceptionally well. Jacquelin missing 1, still in 4th place, only 23 seconds behind. And Fabien Cloud missing 1, 27 seconds off the winning time. So he could have been looking at 2nd place, certainly. And Guiganar, 1 miss, 1:10 behind, so roughly 30 seconds down. But Samuelsson is the man who's strung both disciplines together best today. 22:33, the leading time. I don't think I even hesitate winning time, despite the fact that Eric Lesser is yet to take his first shot. But Eric, with 23 seconds lost on the first loop, is not going to make up that sort of margin. That's nice enough. Mark Kirchner doesn't smile, but I think he looked happy enough.
Hoppas att jag lyckas ställa om mig där och göra det väldigt bra.
Ja, alltså du ska veta stämningen här idag när du stod och sköt ditt stående.
Concentrato sul lavoro, 18, 28, 53 dalla testa di 20 atleti, 15 secondi.
Will be more than a little happy with his shooting. How are we getting on in terms of ski speed? He's got 1.2 kilometers to go. 1:45 already. Yeah, that's going to put him down around. It might just squeeze in. What he's racing for is a World Cup point. Top 40 getting a World Cup point. Lukas Hoffer, who won this event last year at the end of last season, has gone and finished down in 43rd position. Just one miss. So Lucas nowhere near the form that he was on at the end of last season. That's often the case with him. But I think he certainly will have all eyes on the Olympic Games, and the Italians very, very keen to repeat what they managed to do out in Pyeongchang and get themselves a medal in the relay, despite the protests from France. Roughly 7-8 minutes to go on the range, and then it should all go quiet here in Oestersund. Elliott now looks just that little bit hunched, but no sign, no real sign of tension in the face. But the last two go wide, and that is going to be very damaging indeed. If he'd managed to keep it to about 1:15, he was looking at a top 20. Well, we're back to business as usual after a individual race where we had all sorts of strange results, with Japan and Canada getting themselves up in the top positions. The crowd were looking forward to seeing that one fall, but it's not happened for Stephenson. And from 103, he's going to be at around 130. Still plenty to race for. Top 30 very much on the cards. And actually, if he does manage that, he might squeeze ahead of Jesper Nellin, who's on 131 at the moment, the second best of the Swedes. Not a nice way to finish your day, as Nicholas Hartveg now clearing the prone. We'll get a split on his entry as he comes in. 106. In my book, that puts him down in around 50th position, somewhere like that. Good shooting, certainly. And if he can beat... Oh, is he going to beat Ligrid? He does. He gets the scalp of the man who won yesterday's race. So that will cheer him up. Yeah, he's dug deep. Great shooting. But I hesitate to say it, but it might be more encouraging to finish in the 40s having missed a couple of targets, because it's a whole lot easier to hit one more target than it is to improve your skiing time by 25 seconds. Very, very late start for Eric Glesser, which I don't think it will have helped his cause. 33 years old now, and only 2 wins to his name. They came in 2015, 2016, so it's a long time since we've seen the best from Eric Glesser. Well, while we're watching some of the latest starters just come towards the end of their run, just a reminder that Biathlon kicks off again on Thursday. We've got a women's sprint and a men's sprint, and then yeah, that should be exciting stuff. They get a day off on the 3rd, but if you need your fix of cross-country skiing, there'll be a World Cup sprint in Lillehammer this time for the cross-country skiers. Interesting situation up in Ruka today with temperatures at around -20, between 20 and 22, and eventually the officials decided it was safe to race. The Norwegians all pulling out, and surprisingly the local man Ivo Niskanen pulling out, as he was the man who was going to start the race first, and we were looking forward to seeing how he coped, whether he was going to get his first ever freestyle World Cup win. As it was, it turned out to be pretty much a Russian affair. Well, that's it from Oestersund for now. Samuelsson is the champion, an impeccable performance.
Backen är 8 och i Luftfjäll Anders Nyhamn. Det betyder att det är 4 norrmän topp 9. Alexander Logninov. Roman Osterbeth. We have soon. So we do prepare for the ceremony. We have a few athletes on board. In the top 6, that's good. But then miss the podium. the 70, IBU Cup winner number 9, and Alexander Lovina, number 10. Further on, 11, Latipo, 12, Tarjei Bö, 13, Jakob Fast, Uigona 14, Benjamin Wegel 15, Tero Seppele 16, Philip Horn 17, Benedict Dahl 18.
Pengarna. Ja, det är lite flyt tror jag. Ja, det flyter skickligt bra.
Ja, men nu.
Det var någon som sa det i fixen.
Hopp! 45, eine zum Hofer! 44, komm!
Ja, riktigt bra jobbat. Ja, förlåt. Jag hade lite...
Давай, минус, финиш! Человек, секундочку, давай, поехали, давай, поработай до конца. Ушел! Хоп! Надо выдать! Хоп! Поехали! Вперед! Быстро!
in Oslo. Och 31 meriter. Coming home now.
Sebbe, congratulations. What a stunning performance to get second ever win, first at home. How's the feeling?
Amazing. First one in sprint as well. So for me, it's a perfect biathlon race, and I think maybe the best race in my career so far. So I'm very happy.
Last year you were close to take it here. Was that maybe extra motivation before the start?
Yes, it was, and especially in the last loop, I knew that last year I was so close, and this time maybe the spectators was the difference that made the whole thing. So I'm very happy with succeeding today.
And how was the finish when you actually thanked the crowd so much?
Yeah, amazing. I think it's cold here today, so I'm impressed that there's so much people here, and it was nice to give back to the spectators after a bad Swedish day yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
De fantastiska volontärerna som gör detta möjligt. Och sen vill jag också tacka publiken som har varit med och bidragit till festen. And a special really thanks for friends from France. I hope to see you in next week as well.
Hva visste jeg? Kjør! Jeg kommer ikke til å vinne, tenkte jeg. Det går ikke uansett. Yes! Woo!
with 4, 5, and 6. In fourth place, from France, Emilia Schottler.